So minor one-hit wonder Cassie just wrapped up her testimony. She spent 4 days on the witness stand going back down memory lane of her tumultuous relationship with Diddy. People, of course, are calling her brave and all that jazz. Obviously, her testimony was very emotional and shocking, but what I want to know is this. If the relationship was abusive from the start, as she alleges, why the fuck did it take her 11 years to leave Diddy for good? Now, I know women watching this are going to be up in arms screaming, "You're victim blaming. You don't know how hard it is for women to leave." Look, ladies, I welcome the debate. I really do. I welcome you to chime in with some input. I encourage it, actually, because I need some of your insight into female psychology, really, because there are many aspects of Cassie's decade-long relationship with Diddy that don't really make sense to those of us who have common sense and self-preservation. One of the things that I found really strange is that their toxic relationship was described as one of those, on-again, off-again type situations. Now, if Cassie is so desperately trying to escape a monster, why the hell would the relationship be on again, off again? The first time it was off, shouldn't it have stayed off? I mean, after these alleged violent incidents of beatings and sexual assaults, was Diddy just so damn charming that Cassie was drawn back into the relationship? I don't get that, ladies. Explain that one to me. I know that there are women out there who are disturbingly drawn to these, toxic, abusive relationships with men. Out here in the world of common sense and self-preservation, that makes absolutely no sense. And there are plenty of good male Samaritans out there that had to learn that lesson the hard way when trying to intervene in these domestic disputes. Women who are drawn to these abusive relationships are obviously broken in some way. It could stem from a dysfunctional childhood or being taken advantage of by older male figures, a lot of different things. And look, I get all of that, but in my opinion, an 11-year on-again, off-again relationship, that indicates that somebody wants to be there. Maybe it's just me, but that doesn't exactly scream, "I'm trying to escape from this." Okay, now I want to get into some of this testimony. This trial is obviously being covered by a plethora of media outlets. The source I'm going to be reading from is from the Associated Press. I included a link in the description. Okay, R&B singer Cassie finished testifying in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial Friday after 4 emotional days on the witness stand, during which she was questioned about the deepest, most disturbing secrets of her sex life and described being beaten and raped by a man she once loved. When Judge Aaron Subramanian told her she could leave, saying, quote, "You've been here a long time," unquote, Cassie glanced once toward the jury, but never looked in Combs' direction as she walked out of the courtroom for the final time. So stunning, so brave. After departing, Cassie, who dated Combs for a decade, released a statement through her lawyer saying she hoped her testimony helps others, quote, "heal from the abuse and fear," unquote. Yeah, Cassie, I hope your testimony helps other women avoid making stupid decisions like choosing to stay in an abusive relationship for 11 years.
I'll tell you, that boy's a genius. Tell it.
Let's make common sense choices great again. She said, quote, "For me, the more I heal, the more I can remember. And the more I can remember, the more I will never forget," unquote. Courageous. Combs, 55, is on trial in New York on charges that he exploited his status as an entertainment executive to force women, including Cassie, into drug-fueled freak-offs with male sex workers and engaged in other abusive acts against people who relied on him for their careers. Everybody in this story is an adult, not a kid. They could have told Diddy no. They could have walked away and not looked back, but they chose to stay. Okay, now Combs has pleaded not guilty to federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges. His lawyers say that although he could be violent, nothing he did amounted to a criminal enterprise, and Combs insists all the sex at the freak-offs was consensual. Shortly after Cassie finished testifying, prosecutors called another witness who was once close to Combs, Don Richard. Who the fuck is Don Richard?
Perfect.
A singer who appeared on his reality show Making the Band, Go to Queens and Get Me Some Cheesecake, Bitch, which launched her group act Danity Kane. Danity Kane. I don't remember them. Were they successful? Somebody let me know. Richard testified that she witnessed Combs physically attack Cassie on multiple occasions during a visit to Combs' home recording studio in 2009. Okay, now this is early in Cassie's relationship with Diddy. Richard said she and another woman saw Combs hit Cassie, quote, "on the head and beat her on the ground," unquote. And yet, she stayed with him for a decade after this. That was a choice. Combs brought them back the next day, she said, giving Richard flowers and putting a spin on what happened. Quote, "He said that what we saw was passion." and what lovers and relationships do, unquote. You know, as disturbing as it is, you know, for those of us who have seen these type of relationships, it's their normal. You know, the toxic, abusive relationship, you know, going back and forth, breaking up, getting back together, no matter how bad it gets, always getting back together. I mean, it's their normal. But he also locked them in his recording studio and threatened them to stay silent or else, she said. Okay, I mean, there's no way to verify whether that's true or not. I mean, she says it. Maybe it's true, maybe not, but I mean, unless she got it on tape, I mean, hey, that's just her saying that. Richard sued Combs last year, accusing him of physical abuse, groping, and psychological abuse during the years they worked together. Her testimony is to resume Monday. Okay, so Dawn obviously has some incentive here, so I'm not going to just automatically take her at her word like she's telling the complete truth. Okay, now folks, I'm actually going to split this video into multiple parts because my laptop is not a graphical workhorse. You know, when I'm editing the video in the video editor and the video gets, you know, a little bit long, you know, over 5 minutes, approaching 10 minutes, the laptop starts tripping and the fan gets on full blast. It gets, you know, the computer gets real hot. I be thinking the bitch is gonna explode. So, you know, bear with me.